Hello, I'm Ed Dixon, and welcome to the Edward A. Dixon Gallery and the We're Doing It All Wrong 4th Annual Art Exhibition. I want to thank all the artists that submitted entries this year and all the artists that were selected to be part of the exhibition. Uh, Over the 4 years that we've done this exhibition, we probably had around 800 submissions. And this year we had 25 artists representing 29 artworks uh, selected for this exhibition. And those artworks were chosen by a three-panel jury, which included myself, photographer Stacy Cranich from Appalachia, Tennessee, and art professor Judith Wakua from the University of Dayton. And as always, it was a tough time to narrow down the artworks to the pieces we selected. But as you'll see shortly, I'll take you on a brief tour and you can see the exhibition, and I think it turned out really well again for this 4th annual exhibition. So thanks again to all the artists and to the jurors, and hopefully you come down, check out the artwork. If you can't make it here in person, you can always view it on we'redoingitallwrong.com or also on the gallery's website, shop.eadgallery.com. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Nancy Dankof. First of all, I want to thank Edward Dixon for this meaningful exhibition. I was very excited being able to be a part of it. My piece here, Layers of Hate, it's something that's going on since time after time in history. And I'm just wanting to express how I wanted the layers peeled back so we can have some love and kindness again in the world. If you look at my piece, I've used a lot of collage, and there's sort of hidden words that you kind of have to find of race and love and labels and different things. I charcoaled this portrait of this man just with a lot of feeling of aggression and anger and eyes watching you. There's lots of things throughout all this layer. I have numbers thinking of people from the Holocaust. I'm thinking of all different cultures and religion and gender and everything, what hatred is all that people find to hate. And the layers here, I have even like barbed wire I made, thinking of refugees and camps and different things. So it's just really expressing all the meanings of this world and how I really wish we could change it. Thank you.
Okay. Hello, my name is Marques Deloney. I am a visual artist from New York. This is my piece, Slapstick Malware, now being featured at the Edward A. Dixon Gallery. This piece is from a series that I've created over the span of 5 years, titled Road to the Heart. Road to the Heart deals with extreme emotions in response to real-world challenges, real-world barriers, setbacks, and injustices. This piece is titled Slapstick Malware. It basically is poking at the idea of returning hate, or maybe a hateful action. I'm not the type of person who encourages violence of any sort, but this series holds space for the negative response, the honest negative response that we might feel when we see this negative news, this influx, this constant influx of negative news that we're all expected to kind of move past and move forward by. And yeah, so a lot of my work deals with that. Let me see. So this is one of my characters. His name is Puzzle, or its name is Puzzle. My pieces sort of deal with the internet and sort of an internet response. So internet hate, internet outrage, things of that nature. I kind of like to play in that aesthetic. So there's this outburst of pixels. This piece is titled Slapstick Malware, so it can be separated into kind of two halves. This is like the slapstick half. This is the malware half. The slapstick is kind of representing this cartoonish violence, and the malware represents kind of a corrupted system or an attack on a system. But yeah, I usually don't like to explain my artwork too much because I like to see people's initial reaction, their initial gut reaction, because that's what this series is all about, is that gut reaction, that gut feeling. But yeah, I'm very honored and very happy to have this work being presented here.
I think that's fine.
Hi, I'm Teri Gandy-Richardson, and I'm a visual artist based in Brooklyn, New York. I'm an abstract painter making work in denim, but I not only make two-dimensional work, sometimes I make three-dimensional pieces, and what I'm showing at Dixon Gallery for We're Doing It All Wrong is a three-dimensional mini installation. I'm excited to be showing this piece because originally this piece was conceived as a public service announcement for teenage pregnancy. And the more I started thinking about the consequences of teenage pregnancy and what happens and how it happens, really expanded for me outside of teenage pregnancy, and it really is an issue regarding women's health in general. So the support for women's health is how we're failing our women. Support for reproductive health, whether it's education, support, access to, in all the ways we keep failing women in providing safe and accessible care, but also just the ability to make choices for our own bodies. So my work, called the Low to No Choice American Girl doll, is a denim doll that is made of denim and it's filled with denim. And it is an installation that actually has 3 parts to it. And what's on display in the gallery is the 3rd stage. So I've created a video so that you get to see the first 2 stages so that the 3rd makes a little bit more sense. So watch that. This is my denim Low to No Choice American Girl doll. I was inspired by Russian nesting dolls, where one doll is hidden inside the other. And my dolls do the same. The baby doll is headed towards the old and worn prayer pillow that swings below the chair. But prayer isn't enough. It's beyond disturbing to me that rulings are forcing birth for women and girls. What we're doing wrong is failing our little girls and women by restricting the rights to 3 things: safe reproductive health care, the ability to make decisions about our own bodies, and to access the blessings and science that technology are. It's the agency, voice, physical, mental, and financial health of all mothers affects future generations, and we need to protect them.
My art was always fabric. So when I think about art piece, it's generally made out of fabric. And the first one in this series, I was thinking about these for a while, but I didn't actually make them until the Pulse shooting in Florida, in Orlando, which killed 49 people at once. 49 people, and it just really made me think about the flag and how many stars they have on the flag. It was really supposed to be deep. So the first one I made was a pride flag where the stars turn into tears and fall off of the flag. This one was on my brain for a lot of years, and then what actually got me to start it was the Newtown shooting, which was when my son was in kindergarten, and I had to go to my son's winter concert where all the kids are on stage together. And I was thinking someone's just going to come in here and mow all the kids down. This is what this country stands for. When you think about America, you don't think about freedom, you think about guns. We have so much language in our culture. We have all these idioms, and I'm definitely good. And I started to think about it a lot more, what my words are saying, because I think language is really important, like how our culture is, how we talk about people, how we talk about subject. And then I would try to decide where to put the names. Should the names go all the way down? Should they just go in the white stripes? How are we going to fit all these names? So that's when the idea of keeping the needle in the end is to just show that this wasn't finished, and the names that keep getting smaller and smaller was the other comment on we have to keep making more room, and it still keeps happening. It's just become part of the fabric of American culture.
Hi, I'm Betsy MacDonald from Rhode Island. Excuse my face, but I was attacked by my dermatologist as I've spent most of my 73 years working with animals outside and on farms. My painting is the dead pig. I saw it at a wedding and took pictures thinking maybe I would have use for it. And my painting's called Meat is Dead, but it's more about empathy and kindness than just veganism. It's about thinking about other beings and caring about other beings and not wanting other beings to suffer. And I think that's probably what most of the art in this show is about in one way or another, whether it's kindness to people or kindness to animals. And I'm thrilled to be part of this show. And thank you so much for attending.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Maria. I'm a visual artist. This is my dog, Shiloh. I'm from Massachusetts, and I lived in Ohio a couple times. So I was always an artist, painting since I was a little kid. And I have a company with my husband called Arteriors, and it's to provide surface design for designers and architects. All of those skills go into my own work, my own paintings. And the difference is that, one is to make something pretty and more appealing, and the other is to speak at a different level, to speak about something that is personal or has something to do with how we're feeling about something. So why did I start painting on plates? I started painting on plates because I love them. I love old vintage objects, and I'd see these plates sitting there in racks in places like Savers and thrift shops, and I felt like I wanted to do something with them. And my first idea was to do something that was sellable and decorative, like in a boutique. And I started painting on them, and I realized, like, I don't want to do something decorative. I wanted to do something that was real. So one of my first ideas was guns. And I love the way that the guns are a metaphor for, you know, what we're eating, what we're consuming in this country. On a daily basis, there's mass shootings. I feel that you know, there's the plate that is something that represents something pretty and has to do with the home and the family and, you know, who we are, our status, and yet here we are in a country that has the highest amount of guns per capita, the highest amount of gun violence than any other country, and exponentially higher than any other country. And it's sickening. That's what this piece is about. The one that's in the show is called School Lunch, and it's kind of a trompe-l'oeil picture of painting of a gun that's gold, and there's a, you know, pool of blood, like it's a sauce that's beautifully plated up by a chef. Thanks so much to the gallery for choosing my work and for having this venue and for the show. It's a great way to speak about what we're feeling as artists.
Hi, my name is Tom Stoffregen, and I was born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. My piece in the show is Mary, a photograph from the over-the-Rhine neighborhood of Cincinnati. The neighborhood was built in the 19th century by European immigrants. Their descendants moved to newer neighborhoods, and the over-the-Rhine became a warehouse for poor African Americans and Appalachians. My photograph documents the physical circumstances of the neighborhood, together with one resident's attempt to bring attention to the fate of a loved one and to the lack of police support for members of the community. In making this photograph, my aim was to support the original effort to record the story and to give greater permanence to the anguished testimonial itself. These stories and these expressions should be remembered. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Deborah Disman, and I work in Santa Monica, California. I live in Los Angeles, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this exhibition, We're Doing It All Wrong, presented by the Dixon Gallery. I am very appreciative of the opportunity presented to artists to express what they feel needs to be ameliorated, healed, changed, improved in this society, this culture, this world. My piece, Maximum Security, is in the form of a very textural, conceptual book, and it really speaks to mass incarceration, and not only the issues of justice and even the societal issues involved, but also to give the viewer a sense of what it might be like to be behind bars in the dark and perhaps without any hope. At the same time, I'm also speaking to the prisons that we self-create, that we put ourselves in, consciously or unconsciously. It's very hard to break a pattern. It's very hard to make a change. But the first step is realization that something needs to be changed. And I think this show is working in that direction. And I want to thank Mr. Dixon and his co-conspirators, his illustrious panel of jurors, for giving all of us this opportunity. And I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone else presents as well. Thank you.